In this video, we will continue our series of listening to how native speakers talk. You will hear conversations that I have with people in Los Angeles. I will teach you 20 different idiomatic expressions, common words, slang words, and some difficult words to pronounce. I spoke to 4 different people. We will analyze the different expressions they were using. These expressions are everyday common expressions that native speakers use, and I think you need to know how to use them as well. The Los Angeles Times newspaper announced the 101 best restaurants of Los Angeles. I spoke to some of the chefs and owners of those restaurants, and I also spoke to some people who attended the event. You will meet 4 different people. You will meet Cole, who attended the event and had a really good time. You will also meet Eli, who was the security guard working at the event. You will meet a chef of a restaurant. His name is Vartan, and the restaurant is called Yours Truly. And you will also listen to the conversation I had with Michael, who is my videographer. Okay, let's get started. How are you enjoying this event?
Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, it's such a wonderful evening.
What are some of the foods that you enjoyed?
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's the beautiful thing about this event is that there's a little bit of everything. From Thai food to Mexican food to Italian food, and the diversity of Los Angeles as a whole coming together. But I do gotta say, some of the Thai food has just been out of this world.
I think Cole said, I gotta say.
But I do gotta say, some of the Thai food has just been out of this world. But I do gotta say, some of the Thai food has just been out of this world.
I gotta say means I have to say, I must say. When you want to emphasize something and stress something or compare it to something else, you can say, I gotta say. But I gotta say. But I do gotta say. Let's use it in a sentence. Repeat after me. I gotta say, that test was hard. I gotta say, that test was hard. The next expression is out of this world. Listen to Cole again.
But I do gotta say, some of the Thai food has just been out of this world. But I do gotta say, some of the Thai food has just been out of this world.
Out of this world means amazing, fantastic, very, very good. Michael also used that expression.
There's sushi, but there's this one restaurant here called Kato that had a sushi that I've never tried before, and it was absolutely out of this world.
What do you think of the food?
And it was absolutely out of this world.
It's out of this world. It's out of this world. It's fantastic.
And it was absolutely out of this world.
Let's listen to Cole when he described the food from Thailand, the Thai food. He used 3 different expressions that I will teach you.
I feel like you got to kind of create the experience, as opposed to here's a plate and then you kind of move on. I feel like you got to kind of create the experience, as opposed to here's a plate and then you kind of move on.
The 3 expressions are get to, as opposed to, and move on. He said you got to create the experience. To get to do something is to have an opportunity to do something. He was talking about the Thai restaurant. When you arrived, you got to create your own experience. You chose the ingredients to go into your dish, and that made it unique. You got to create your own experience.
I also like that you got to kind of create the experience.
Michael also used that expression.
So I got to try some new local brews that I'd never tried before.
At the event, I got to try all different kinds of food. That means I had the opportunity to try all different kinds of food. Cole also used the expression as opposed to. Listen to what he said.
As opposed to here's a plate and then you kind of move on. As opposed to here's a plate and then you kind of move on.
As opposed to means compared to, instead of, rather than. It's used when you're comparing 2 different things. As opposed to playing video games, you could be doing your homework. As opposed to playing video games, you could be doing your homework. That English teacher focuses on conversation as opposed to grammar. That English teacher focuses on conversation as opposed to grammar. The next expression is move on. Listen to the way Cole used it.
And then you kind of move on. To
To move on is to move forward, to move to the next thing, to do something different or to talk about something different. Let's move on from this depressing topic. Let's move on from this depressing topic. Or you can say, before we move on, does anyone have any questions or comments? Before we move on, does anyone have any questions or comments? Cole was comparing pizza in New York and Los Angeles. Listen to the expressions he used.
I really like that the pizza scene in Los Angeles has grown to the place where it is. I feel like New York needs to shame us. I really like that the pizza scene in Los Angeles has grown to the place where it is. I feel like New York needs to shame us.
He used the word shame.
I feel like New York needs to shame us.
Usually we say to put someone or something to shame. That means something is much better, to perform better, or to be better. Cole was explaining that New York pizza used to be so much better than Los Angeles pizza, but that changed. But before, New York pizza used to put Los Angeles pizza to shame.
I really like that the pizza scene in Los Angeles has grown to the place where it is. I feel like New York needs to shame us.
I thought I spoke Italian well, but you put me to shame. I thought I spoke Italian well, but you put me to shame. Your beautiful kitchen puts mine to shame. Your beautiful kitchen puts mine to shame. Yours is so much nicer than mine. The next expression is, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong.
I think the LA food scene is really amazing.
It's leaps and bounds above where it was 10 years ago. You really can't go wrong in Los Angeles. You really can't go wrong in Los Angeles.
And that means it will always be enjoyable. It will always be good. And making a decision to do that will never be the wrong decision. You can't go wrong with doing that. You can't go wrong with that choice. If you want good seafood, you can't go wrong with that restaurant. If you want good seafood, you can't go wrong with that restaurant. For an evening event, you can't go wrong with the black dress. For an evening event, you can't go wrong with the black dress. Listen to the way that Cole used the verb to go.
They used to go, no, you can't get pizza in Los Angeles. And now the pizza scene here is incredible. They used to go, no, you can't get pizza in Los Angeles. And now the pizza scene here is incredible.
He said, they used to go, no, you can't get pizza in Los Angeles. They used to go means they used to say. People use the word go to mean to say. When they're talking about a conversation, when they're telling you what happened, they will say something like this. And then I go, you should have called me. And he goes, but I tried to call you. And then I go, but I didn't get the message. To use go this way is considered casual speech. It's kind of slang. People use it all the time.
They used to go, no, you can't get pizza in Los Angeles.
Listen to the way Cole used the phrasal verb pop up.
You go up and down Lankersham, there's all kinds of new restaurants popping up there in that neighborhood. You go up and down Lankersham, there's all kinds of new restaurants popping up there in that neighborhood.
To pop up means to appear suddenly and unexpectedly. New stores are popping up in this neighborhood. New stores are popping up in this neighborhood. If any problems pop up, make sure you tell the manager. If any problems pop up, make sure you tell the manager. The next expression is leaps and bounds. Listen to the way Cole used it 2 different times.
Go up and down the stretch and it's great. But North Hollywood, the arts district, is growing in leaps and bounds right now. Go up and down the stretch and it's great. But North Hollywood, the arts district, is growing in leaps and bounds right now.
Right, yeah. I think the LA food scene is really amazing.
It's leaps and bounds above where it was 10 years ago.
Right, yeah. I think the LA food scene is really amazing.
It's leaps and bounds above where it was 10 years ago.
Usually we say by leaps and bounds. When something increases very fast, it grows and improves, and progress is made very quickly, we can say it grows by leaps and bounds. The economy has been growing by leaps and bounds. The economy has been growing by leaps and bounds. Your English is improving by leaps and bounds. Your English is improving by leaps and bounds. That means you're making very fast progress. Now, let's listen to my conversation with Eli. Eli was the security guard that was working at the event. The first expression you will hear is born and raised.
Hi, my name's Eli.
Eli.
Yeah.
Are you from LA?
Yes, I'm here, San Fernando Valley.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
If you say, I was born and raised in that place, that means your identity is in it. You really belong to that place. You were not only born there, you also grew up there, and you feel like that's who you are. That's your identity.
From LA?
Yes, I'm here, San Fernando Valley.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
From LA?
Yes, I'm here, San Fernando Valley.
Born and raised.
Born and raised.
Even though she's lived in New York for a long time, she's a California girl, born and raised. Even though she's lived in New York for a long time, she's a California girl, born and raised. That's her true home. That's where she's from. When Eli was describing some food at one of those restaurants, he used the expression, I couldn't take it.
Did you try some of the food here?
Yes, I did. I tried, I forgot what it was. It was a Korean rice and fish with some ginger, very spicy. I couldn't take it. Very spicy. I couldn't take it.
Very spicy. I couldn't take it. That food was too spicy for him, and it was impossible for him to eat it. He said, I couldn't take it. So, I can't take it means I can't do it. I can't tolerate it. It's too much for me. I can't stand it. Please stop the noise. I can't take it anymore. Please stop the noise. I can't take it anymore. Listen to the way he used the expression, to die for.
And I also tried the taco mia or something like that, the burrito. Delicious. That shredded beef was to die for. That shredded beef was to die for.
He said that shredded beef was to die for. When something is extremely good and you like it very, very much, you can say, it's to die for. It's fantastic. It's to die for. That dessert is to die for. That beach house has a view to die for. That beach house has a view to die for. Maybe you know the next word, phenomenal. Let's pronounce it correctly. Phenomenal. Listen to the way Eli uses it.
And the drinks were phenomenal too. And the drinks were phenomenal too.
Repeat after me. And their drinks were phenomenal too. And their drinks were phenomenal too. Phenomenal means extremely special, extraordinary, unusually great. That performance was absolutely phenomenal. That performance was absolutely phenomenal. When we describe the taste of food, sometimes we use the word kick. Listen to the way Eli used it.
It tasted delicious in the beginning, but it kind of got that, that kick in the end. It tasted delicious in the beginning, but it kind of got that, that kick in the end.
He said, it tasted delicious in the beginning, but it kind of got that kick in the end. We usually use it this way. It's got a kick to it. It's got a kick to it. And that means it tastes spicy. It's very spicy. It's got a kick to it. I didn't expect that chicken to have a kick to it. I didn't expect that chicken to have a kick to it. And that means I didn't expect the chicken to be so spicy. When we talk about food, we can also use the word signature. Listen to the way Eli used it.
They have a signature drink. Delicious. Raspberry with different types of liquors inside. But delicious.
Thank you for your time, Eli.
Hey, you guys, come we get some time.
He talked about a signature drink, but you can also say a signature dish. And that means a specific drink or a specific dish the restaurant is known for or that it's famous for, something they do very well. And usually it's the most popular item. It's a signature dish or a signature drink. Orange duck is the signature dish of that restaurant. Orange duck is the signature dish of that restaurant. In the previous video, you learned 10 different idiomatic expressions that Michael was using. Let's learn a few more. The expression is to blow something out of the water. Listen to the way Michael used it.
My favorite is definitely sushi, which is why I automatically clung to Kato. But I also really like just warm home style food. They had deviled eggs from this one kitchen that just Like, I've had deviled eggs every year of my entire life. So, you go home, you have hors d'oeuvres at Christmas or Thanksgiving. So you're always trying your aunt and uncle's, your grandma's deviled eggs. These deviled eggs blew every other deviled egg out of the water.
Really?
Yeah, they just completely blew it out of the water.
He said these deviled eggs blew every other deviled egg out of the water.
These deviled eggs blew every other deviled egg out of the water. These deviled eggs blew every other deviled egg out of the water.
These deviled eggs blew every other deviled egg out of the water. To blow something or someone out of the water means to destroy the competition, to be the best, to easily win. The final score was 9-1. We blew them out of the water. The final score was 9-1. We blew them out of the water. Look at the next word. Michael used that word. How do you pronounce it? Maybe you know the meaning. It's a French word for an appetizer or a snack. It's a small meal. Let's hear how Michael says it, and then we will say it together.
Like, I've had deviled eggs every year of my entire life. So, you go home, you have hors d'oeuvres at Christmas or Thanksgiving. Like, I've had deviled eggs every year of my entire life. So, you go home, you have hors d'oeuvres at Christmas or Thanksgiving.
The pronunciation of this word is hors d'oeuvre. Hors d'oeuvre. That's difficult, isn't it? Hors d'oeuvre. Hors d'oeuvre. That's very different from the spelling, right? That's a French word, so we kind of use the French pronunciation, and a lot of those letters are silent. And in plural, Americans say hors d'oeuvres. Let's listen to Michael again.
Like, I've had deviled eggs every year of my entire life. So, you go home, you have hors d'oeuvres at Christmas or Thanksgiving.
They had delicious hors d'oeuvres at the party. They had delicious hors d'oeuvres at the party. And now let's listen to my conversation with the chef of a restaurant called Yours Truly. The chef's name is Vartan. He's the chef of one of the restaurants that was voted one of the 101 best restaurants of Los Angeles. The restaurant is located on a street called Abbott Kinney. And I said, Abbott Kinney is the place to be.
It opened about 8.5 months ago, almost 9 months.
On Abbott Kinney.
Very new, yeah.
So Abbott Kinney's the place to be.
It's definitely a very popular street to be on, yes.
Yeah.
Especially in the summertime. I think it's exciting. It's a great neighborhood. The Venice is very welcoming. The community is really supportive. So it works very well.
I said, Abbott Kinney is the place to be.
Abbott Kinney's the place to be. Abbott Kinney's the place to be.
It's the place to be. That means it's a very popular place. Everyone wants to be there, and exciting things are happening there. It's popular. It's trendy. You should be there. It's the place to be.
Very new, yeah.
So Abbott Kinney's the place to be.
Very new, yeah.
So Abbott Kinney's the place to be.
That new club is the place to be on a Saturday night. That new club is the place to be on a Saturday night. I asked Chef Vartan to describe the kind of food that his restaurant serves. He used the expression here and there.
The most popular dishes right now.
The restaurant heavily focuses on vegetables and seafood. There's a couple of meat dishes here and there, but it varies.
Here and there. Here and there. He said there's a couple of meat dishes here and there.
There's a couple of meat dishes here and there. A couple of meat dishes here and there.
There's a couple of meat dishes here and there. Here and there means in various places. Here and there. Your writing is very good, but you make some punctuation mistakes here and there. Your writing is very good, but you make some punctuation mistakes here and there. Learning to use these types of everyday English expressions will make you feel a lot more confident about your English, and you will definitely sound a lot more fluent. If you like these types of videos where I'm talking to native speakers of Los Angeles, and if you think they're helpful to you, please let me know in the comments, and I will continue to make more of these types of videos. Also, make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you can find out when I release my next video. Thanks for watching, and keep practicing your English. To learn all of the rules for a good American accent, you can buy my online video courses at accurateenglish.com.